Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. As you've seen by the title, moving to Dubai won't automatically make sure that you are tax-free. I've seen it with clients before I came to HPT Group. You know, they moved to Dubai, they got their visa, and they are still having to pay taxes, especially over in the UK. Now, why is this so? I'm going to explain the reasons of why this can happen and how to do things properly. You know, typically speaking, when you do move to Dubai, you're most likely going to be in JBL, JBC, Marina, right? I used to live in Marina myself, and at the end of the day, there are certain protocols which you must take when moving your tax residency there to get your TRC, right? And a lot of people do get this wrong, and that's why I really do think it is an important message today. Now, I'm Will Hodgson from HPT Group. I founded HPT Group 2 to 3 years ago, and we help online entrepreneurs, offline entrepreneurs, and business owners, or people with the aim and objectives to be more sovereign, be more free, remove their taxes, and live a much better lifestyle, you know, to go exactly where you're actually welcomed and not always in limitations from, e.g. taxes, unable to expand, VAT, for example. So we've helped entrepreneurs move, we've gone to move their companies, we've set up trusts for them, we've also dealt in fintech and other avenues of business as well. So if you are interested, you can always go ahead and click apply in the link below and apply to become a client, and potentially we can have a chat. This video is for you if you're earning between 10 and 100k a month and you're living in Dubai, and you're looking at a business that's an agency, either SaaS, e-commerce, trading, for example, whatever it is, and you've already got your residence, your apartment, your villa, whatever it is, you're already established in UAE. Now, a lot of people say, I'll get a free zone company, my mate's guy will sort the visa, X, Y, Z. This is not the way to do things, you know? And they just assume that things are fine. Even we've heard accountants say in the UK that things will probably be fine. That is usually not the case. You do need to keep to strict criteria when making sure your tax residency is there and you do not owe any taxes in your prior country of living. You've probably seen a bunch of videos, including my own videos, that say Dubai 0%. Now, is that really true? So, yes, there's corporation tax over there. That's above a certain threshold. There's at 9%. Typically, when our clients move to Dubai, we set them up an Ajman company and we do it all for them. And they typically also have an overseas structure as well to make sure they are very efficient on those taxes, okay? So you need to make sure that you've done things legally as well. A lot of people go there and still think they can still live in the UK. Quite frankly, that is wrong. You know, yes, you can visit the UK, but there's strict rules on how long for. Now, this all goes back to UK ties. So people have kept their prior UK enterprise running. They're still a director of that company. They're taking a salary of that company. That is immediately free economic ties to the UK that could lead to a situation when you go back for those 2 weeks a year, or you make economic choices from the UK. So something to really, really focus on is make sure, just close the UK company down. You can always open up one in Ireland, Cyprus, British Virgin Islands, or just use your UAE company. So yes, you can sit on board of Stripe with UAE companies. Yes, there is 9% corporation tax. But again, it's still much more favourable than the UK's actual regime. So just thought I would make that point very clear with that particular scenario I've seen many times. You know, I even saw it yesterday. A guy came to us and said, hey, I've still got my UK company. I've been living in Dubai for 3 years. I was like, what? So very interesting point to make. And again, if you do need help with any of this, feel free to reach out to us down below. Just go on the apply link and we will get back to you as soon as we can do. There's been quite a lot of demand recently. So there's a few more questions involved now when you do apply with us, because we have had so many leads essentially to work with, and some were just wasting our time. So we've now gone and reintroduced the live link where you can apply and fill out your details. So tax residency is still the country you actually live in and essentially are considered a tax resident. So potentially you could be in Dubai for, yes, 240 days a year, but you still could be a tax resident in the UK. So this is something very clear you must make with the authorities, that you're no longer a tax resident. Okay, we can give some consultations on how to do this to make sure things are done properly. Okay, and banks look at your whole picture. Okay, not just the logo on the actual invoice. So this is in regards to compliance, being debanked or adding new banks, right? It's a very, very common thing nowadays. People are being debanked from Wise, from Revolut, for example. So banks look at the whole picture. So some people still use even their old KYC from, let's say, the UK. And this could cause problems later on as well. Don't forget, with the CRS system, the way that is the common reporting standard, the way that information travels through finance is essentially like WhatsApp. It's a massive WhatsApp group chat where it all communicates together. So very key there. But mistake number one that people typically make, you move to Dubai, you open up, let's say, an Ajman free zone company, but you never actually stop being a resident of your previous country. You're still on paper a resident, you never informed them. You simply just went there, thought that you actually forgot about it, and that's not the case. They have not forgotten about you. So that's really something key there, is to inform your old country that you are living, that you're no longer a tax resident, and make sure it's documented so you can prove it in the future. Mistake number two, I would say, especially, is very common in Germany and the UK with the GmbH or a UK LTD. They still keep this business as their main operations. Now, this isn't exactly good. You can still use a business, still be, have the business there for trading history, but it definitely should not be the main operations. People are processing payments through it. They're still paying their VAT through the UK. They're still paying the corporation tax as well. And potentially that even could be tying them down to UK personal tax residency as well, which isn't great there. You don't want to be doing that, especially when you're already living in Dubai. It makes no complete sense. Just completely restructure yourself in a manner that just removes all of these problems. It's quite simple, actually. So that's what we do help clients do. Okay. Number three is that the UAE company is just a shell. There's no real operations, not even a website. There's nothing going on, and it's a complete sham. That is something that people also typically do. They set up a company, they get that ID card, they maybe put 30, 40 grand in it a year. They don't pay tax in UAE at all on that 9% because it's so little, right? And there's no real operations. You're still using the overseas company, which basically now is your UK one, and always was your UK one. You're still using that to actually run most of your business. So in terms of the UK, you are managing that company out of London, right? Or out of wherever it is registered. So that's not good to do. As I've just mentioned on the previous point, just close the company down. Quite frankly, I've just seen some great news come out that the UK, obviously right now it's not been positive. I've just seen some great news come out that potentially with fintech, they're going to be offering a more like a sandbox model like Switzerland did. I was reading that this morning with my morning coffee. But it's quite frankly not really a place for business right now, as we've seen in the past 6, 7, 8 months. It especially has gone ridiculously crazy about entrepreneurs leaving the United Kingdom. Let's say you have a UK EMI or an EU bank attached to this company, and your revenues are flowing through this. Use the UAE local accounts, create much as a story as you can do in Dubai. And that might include utility bills as well. Your rental contract, really make your substance very concrete in Dubai. That's very key when actually living over there. And for me personally, what I do, I keep my stays minimal when I go to the UK. I'm just there for a short business trip. And usually I would see my old friends there or my family. And I typically go for 3 to 4 days a few times a year. And quite frankly, actually, I don't even look forward to going back. But I always go back for a short visit. There's always people to see. It's a great country. I do love the UK. It's just a shame in terms of the taxes there right now, and also the crime levels and the immigration levels that we have seen in the UK. So, just copying random advice offline, saying, move to Dubai, go there for 45 days a year, go to the UK for 30 days a year. This is not correct, okay? So really be careful with what information you do see online, and definitely getting contact with the right people who can help you properly. We have helped clients properly all over the world. And other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this message today. and I wish you a fantastic day ahead of you, and or evening or lunch, whatever it is with you. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye bye.